Well, people in LA think that's a tractor, so whatever. So, all right, we're all adults here. Since we're all adults, I think maybe we could talk about the facts of life. Like, fact of life. If you are trying to get to the bathroom in an emergency situation, it is not a wise idea to unbutton your pants in transit in the effort to save a couple of seconds. Because the muscles that guard the floodgates will interpret the unbuttoning as the signal to abandon their post. And the 2 seconds you save on that button are nullified by the hour and a half you spend mopping and doing laundry. Fact of life. Out of all of the cereals, Captain Crunch is the most time intensive. Here's what I'm talking about. You eat it too soon after you pour the milk on, and you will rip the roof of your mouth to shreds. You wait too long after you pour the milk on, and the captain will put a film on your teeth a wire brush can't get rid of. Thank you. Fact of life. If your wife hints she might be in the mood, your kids will sense it and won't go to bed for 3 years. Speaking of kids, fact of life. The more kids you have, the worse your parenting becomes. People that only have one child are making homemade baby food out of organic vegetables they're growing in their own backyard. Yeah, by the time that fourth kid rolls around, you're smoking a cigarette while you watch your toddler pull a year-old milk dud out from under the stove and eat it. Pick the cat hair off of it before you put it in your mouth, dummy. Fact of life. 100% of the black men that shave their heads look really, really cool. 50% of the white guys that shave their heads look like they just murdered their parents. You're thinking of somebody, aren't you? Fact of life. Flying on an airplane makes you gassy. Nobody ever talks about this. Nobody acknowledges this. No, we just take our little roll-around suitcase and walk to baggage claim, popping them off like a trail horse. Fact of life. Women always have more questions than men have answers to. Great example. One night I got a text. The text said, "Please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck." So I walked through the house. I found my wife. I said, "Hey," I just got a text that said, "Please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck." She said, "Was he driving?" I said, "I don't know. I just got a text that said, 'Please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck.'" She said, "Were Carol and the kids in the car with him?" I said, "I don't know. I just got a text that said, 'Please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck.'" She said, "Were the people in the other car hurt too?" I said, "I don't know. I just got a text that said, 'Please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck.'" She said, "Did they even have insurance?" I said, "I don't know. I just got a text that said, 'Please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck.'" She said, "What hospital did they take him to?" I said, "I don't know. I just got a text that said, 'Please pray for Tom. He was in a bad wreck.'" She said, "You don't know anything." "What do you know?" I said, "I know you need to pray for Tom. I just got a text that said he was in a bad wreck." You guys are awesome. God bless you. Thank you.